Just got off the phone with an investor client of mine. 300 plus real estate deals purchased in the last 2 decades. He's bought 85% of those in the winter months. And I'll tell you why the winter is the best time to buy real estate. Not if you're an investor only, also if you're buying an owner-occupied house. You want to be against less competition. You want to be dealing with a motivated seller. A motivated seller is more likely to give you seller credit. A motivated seller is more likely to lower their price. A motivated seller who's on the market between Thanksgiving and Christmas, in December, is likely to just say, you know what, I wanted $650, but if you're willing to offer me $620, let's get this thing in contract, let's get this thing closed. I'm gonna tell you a real world story. As a mortgage broker who's actively doing mortgages and on team buy side, I get to work with buyers all day, every day. So if you're a buyer, I'm rooting for you. I'm rooting for you to get the very best deal. And if the seller has to reduce their price, if they've got to give seller concessions and credit towards buying the rate down, paying for your closing costs, I'm all for it, because I am team buyer and team buyer only. So this story, beautiful, beautiful part of Sacramento, California, Fair Oaks area. Home was listed approximately 60 days ago, $745, I believe. And maybe it was a little bit overpriced. Some sellers just think that their house is worth more than it is because they've got emotional attachment to it. But nonetheless, they stayed at that price for 20 to 30 days, then lowered their price to $699. When it wasn't selling at $699 and we started getting towards the later part of the year, post-Halloween, they said, we better reduce it again. They reduced it to $650. To make a long story short, I've got a client in contract on this house that started at $745 a few months ago, $615 with $15,000 in seller credit. With that seller credit, we're gonna buy the rate down by a couple percent. And they're gonna have a 4.25 interest rate for the first 12 months of this loan. And they got it for what is gonna end up being like 20% less than where the seller started. If this seller listed in April or May, there's no chance this buyer could have got a deal like this. Buying real estate in the winter is where deals like this come together. Buying real estate in December is where the buyers truly win. So I'm out here doing a walk and talk. Look at this. It is just beautiful. I had to do this outdoors, too nice of a day here in Sacramento, California. But if you're a buyer, I would highly recommend you at least entertain the idea. If you're thinking about buying and you want to wait for interest rates to come down and you're thinking to yourself, well, at 6.875, my payment's a little higher than I'd like, I'd highly recommend going out and looking. Maybe you find a deal. Maybe you find not only a great price and you negotiate the $625,000 listing down to $595, but maybe, just maybe, you also get a seller credit, and with the credit from the seller, none of your own funds, you buy the interest rate down to something that you might be waiting to come in the future. Why wait for a 6.125? Why wait for a 6.25? You might wait 12 months for that. You might wait 18 months for that. And news flash, when rates go to 6.25, you're going to be competing with a bunch of new buyers. And so that price negotiation that you have right now, the power that you have to negotiate price, all goes out the window when rates come down and more buyers come into the market. Because at the end of the day, you don't have to be a rocket scientist. You could be a public school kid like Matt Gouget, and you could know that supply and demand gives you leverage when there's not a lot of demand. And that's what's going on right now. Winter months in real estate, you find great deals because there's not a lot of buyers out there. Buyers are worried about the holidays. Buyers don't want to move their kids over Christmas break and whatnot. But if you're a buyer that's willing to do that, if you're a buyer that's willing to buy real estate in the winter, if you're a buyer that's willing to buy in December, you're going to go out there and find yourself a great deal. Down in the comments below, I would love to hear from you stories, right? So that I'm not the only one, because I've negotiated on behalf of clients over the last decade tons of deals, and maybe I'm not involved in the real estate negotiation part of it, but I'm giving them ideas. I'm saying, listen, if I was you in your scenario, knowing what I know about your financials and the financial picture, go ahead and offer $600, but ask for $15,000 in credit. With that credit, here's how we're going to structure the mortgage. It's hundreds of dollars a month better than you just getting the home for $585,000. Because that's where some people get it wrong, is they think to themselves, I want $15,000 off this property, so instead of paying $600, I want to pay $585. Maybe you want to pay $600, but you want $15,000 seller credit, and you use that credit to do a temporary or a permanent rate buy down. That's where you as the buyer not only have control and leverage and are able to negotiate, but then you pair that with a great mortgage broker who can structure deals in a way that makes sense for you. Speaking of great mortgage broker, go to greatmortgagebroker.com if you want to connect with me and my team. If you've already got somebody, great. If you're buying real estate and you've got a team in place, you got a great agent, you got a great mortgage broker, more power to you. Go find some great deals in the winter months. But if you're in one of the 48 states that me and my team are licensed in, and you don't have somebody, go to greatmortgagebroker.com, fill out the form. We'll put together an application. We'll have you ready. There's never anything wrong with getting yourself pre-approved and ready, because you don't know when the next opportunity is coming. I got a lot of people who scrambled to get application in, to get docs together. Oh, I didn't realize I had to get that from my CPA, and that was, tucked away in a file cabinet. And my wife, had saved it in on our computer, but that's packed away in the garage. Get the pre-approval stuff dialed in. Buy a great real estate deal in the winter time. Go out there and go home shopping in December to go along with the Christmas shopping, because that's when all the best deals are had. Whether it's Black Friday or Cyber Monday, all of December is a special in real estate. It really is. And I told somebody on a call this morning as I wrap this up, if a seller is on the market between Thanksgiving and Christmas, rest assured they've got to sell. If they don't have to sell, them and their agent will decide to list it the first week of January. A lot of the stuff that was on the market pre-Thanksgiving, I saw it pulled off the market after Thanksgiving. If I call and talk to those agents, hey, 123 Main Street, the duplex I was looking at, it came off. Did you guys, the seller decide not to sell? No, we're still selling. We just took it off, and we're going to put it back on the first week of January. And so there's some of that stuff going on. So look in your local market, find stuff that's been on for 60 days. And if it's on right now between Thanksgiving and Christmas, there's a good chance you're going to be able to go out there and negotiate yourself a great deal. Thanks for watching. Hopefully this was helpful. Real estate, buying in the winter time, buying in December, that's the hack. That's what the savvy investors do. And success leaves clues. So I don't got to be the smartest dude. I just listen to, follow, and watch what successful investors are doing. And I try to do a little bit in my own business, in my own life, my own real estate investing journey. GreatMortgageBroker.com. Talk to you soon.